Top of the morning, fight fans. This is Kurt DeVille with Counterpunch Boxing News, and I have some new news concerning Oleksandr Usyk and Anthony Joshua. Oleksandr Usyk intends to enforce his mandatory opportunity. He states that either Joshua fights Usyk first or fights Fury without the WBO belt. I remember doing a video about 3 or 4 days ago, and it was about what the president of the WBO, Paco Vacasel, said and suggested that, hey, we would like Usyk to fight, or should I say Joshua to fight Usyk after the Pulev fight. But it was really merely a suggestion, okay? It was like one of those things that could happen, but it's not in demand, okay? This is a demand by Oleksandr Usyk and his team, okay? So let me break it down what this article says. It says Usyk's WBO mandatory had to happen before AJ versus Pulev. His promoter, Alexander Krusik, who works alongside Eddie Hearn, told Sky Sports. He said, but we were flexible and did not want to put pressure on and allowing AJ to complete his IBF mandatory while Usyk fights Chisora, okay? But this was made with regards that the WBO champ, whoever it is after AJ versus Pulev, has to make his mandatory versus Usyk. It means that either Joshua fights Usyk first or fights Fury without the WBO belt. Usyk intends to take advantage of his mandatory opportunity within the shortest period of time. Joshua described Usyk as a very credible opponent after regaining the titles from Andy Ruiz Jr. in December. Okay, and Joshua said, when I'm trying to build my record, I want opponents like Usyk to say that I've defeated them. He uses his feet very well and positions his hands well. You can't hit him because his feet move so well. If you do manage to catch him, the punches are brushing off his gloves. What I'll do is I'll have done already study on him from footwork. Okay, his hands positioning to his opponent. Then I'll go to the former people who have faced him and find out information about him. That shouldn't be hard because he's good friends with Tony Bellew. But anyway, Anthony Joshua went on to say he is a great cruiserweight champion and he deserves that spot. But knowing what we know about what's going on, I can see why Oleksandr Usyk is doing what he's doing. Okay, he's doing this because he's heard the buzz. He's heard the contract. He's heard that Anthony Joshua and Tyson Fury have decided to fight in a huge, undisputed showdown. So where does that leave Oleksandr Usyk? Out in the cold. And along with Dillian Whyte. And I feel that a lot of these guys are not getting their just due. And you're absolutely right. I think that because of Bob Arum, and I did a video on that, it wasn't so pleasant, guys. You know, I had to counterpunch hard last night because it was unfair, but this is the result of it, okay? This came out because of the result of all the other attempted garbage that's happening in the sport of boxing with the franchise champions and things of that nature. So it's like, hey, Tyson Fury's he's threatening to drop the belt in return, you know, get a franchise belt. You know, that's the only way I see it. So Dillian Whyte won't get his opportunity. Oleksandr Usyk saying, hey, you can fight Tyson Fury, but without the WBO belt because we're going to enforce it. And, you know, Usyk is absolutely right because there's no sense these guys have been promised something and then because of whatever reason, because of the respective person, that's all it is, okay? And money. It's a respecter of money, okay? So with the respecter of money person comes money. But these guys have already done and put themselves in position to have this opportunity. So give it to them, okay? And that Willie, I think if Bob Arum was actually a fair manager, he would advise, okay, his fighter to face Dillian White. And that would give Anthony Joshua time to face Usyk. Okay, then that fight will be a lot bigger because these guys have has cut off their loose ends. Okay, or tied up their loose ends rather. So then you won't have this problem. Everybody will be satisfied. Dillian White gets to fight Tyson Fury. Oleksandr Usyk gets to fight Joshua, and then they meet up. However, like I told you guys, they want these fights because they know these fighters are not guaranteed to win, to beat all these guys before that particular fight happens, right? And Oleksandr Usyk, he's only doing what he must do. You know, you can't blame Oleksandr Usyk because he was supposed to get the shot before Pulev. So that's already a red strike. So, you know, if you keep letting people push you around, right? They're going to keep doing it. And that's what they're attempting to do. You know, Dillian White's been a knockaround guy. Think about it. On the WBC, he's the WBC interim knockaround guy. Hey, you want to change something about anything? Hey, yeah, make Dillian White. Make him move. Make him change. Right? So I'm glad he's taking legal action. So this is Oleksandr Usyk's way of taking legal action because they see what's going on in the sport of boxing, and Bob Arum and these promoters are trying to use coronavirus to do whatever they want to do, and that's not right. Okay. You know, and in fact, they're like, well, we need to see the best fights possible. No, they want to make the biggest money possible because they have missed out on a lot of money this year. That's why. That's what they forget to tell you. They're not telling you what they should tell you, right? They're telling you that, hey, we've lost money too. We're accustomed to making more money on top of more money on top of more money, and we haven't made that. So we want to make the most money right away to make up for what we lost. That's what they are not telling you. And the truth of the matter is, people, everyone deserves to fight. If a boxer doesn't fight, he doesn't eat. You think these guys have fought? So they're not eating. They're not getting paid, okay? So that doesn't have anything to do with just, oh, we have to see the top fights with Anthony Joshua and Tyson Fury. Hell, they've made more money than anybody else, so they're okay. You think Anthony Joshua is hurting for money, or Tyson Fury at this point? Tyson Fury just fought in February. We can't say that about Oleksandr Usyk, Kubrat Pulev, Dillian White. We can't say that about those guys. All those guys deserve to fight, and I commend Oleksandr Usyk for doing his last thing, because if it doesn't, that means they follow the money. That means boxing will stay corrupt. That means people will do what they want to do. Counterpunch. People will do exactly what they want to do, and Bob Arum's attempting to do it. Okay, and that's why we have these type of decisions made by Oleksandr Usyk, because these guys deserve to fight like anyone else. Because who's to say these guys can't beat those guys? Let's be real. Who's to say that Oleksandr Usyk can't go in there and beat Joshua and upset Joshua? Okay, that's what they're worried about. You know, just on the other side of the street, they're worried about Dillian White going in there and fighting with a will of iron and beating Tyson Fury. That's what they're upsetting Tyson Fury. That's what they're worried about. Okay? So they want to harness that money and make all that money they can, because they've worried about what they've lost, and they're trying to, oh, well, it's about the fans. The fans. Not about the fans at all. Okay? We the fans will take what you give us, but we the fans also know what's right. If you pay attention to the sport. Okay? And what's right is Joshua fights Oleksandr Usyk after that. After he gets past Chisora. Right? Tyson Fury, after he gets Deontay Wilder out of the way, fights Dillian White. Okay? And if any type of injustice, he could fight Dillian White right now. He doesn't have to fight Deontay Wilder right away. Let Deontay Wilder heal. Talk to him about taking step-aside money or whatever. You know? And fight is mandatory. Do something that Wilder's team never did. Fight their true mandatory. But anyway, you guys tell me what you think about Oleksandr Usyk putting his foot down. Of course, please subscribe. And you guys been Counterpunch. Peace.